Hello, everyone. Welcome to my gentle yoga class. My name is Maro. Today, I'd like to guide you through a flow of yoga and meditation. So grab some props. We will need 2 blocks today or 2 pillows, folded blanket, and an exercise band or a strap or even a scarf. I want you to tie a loop through it so that we have a little bit of resistance when we press into it. We're going to place it around our thighs early into class, okay? So grab your props, and today we will explore being curious about our bodies and our inner landscape. So with curiosity and so much kindness, let us begin. I'll see you soon. Okay, everyone, let's get our yoga on. Make sure you have your props with you. Place 1 block near the top of the mat where you're going to lie down. The other block will go on the other end. We'll use that later. And grab your exercise band or your strap or something that resembles something like this. Tie the loop. Place that at the top of the mat as well. Awesome. And we will lie down. Best way to lie down, I like just going down on one side like this, and then turn onto your back. Awesome. And we'll begin in constructive rest. Knees are bent, feet on the mat. Feet maybe a little wider than the hips. Allow the knees to just fall in towards each other. A little low back release. Of course, if this isn't comfortable, feel free to do something else. You can place a bolster under the knees, straighten the legs out, or something else. So find that comfortable place. And let's settle in here. Just come back into the body. Come back to the present moment. You might hear sounds. You may feel sensations. Today in our class, I would like for us to get curious about our bodies and our inner landscape. Curiosity increases neuroplasticity. It's always a good thing. And I think curiosity makes life so much more fun, so much more interesting. But we want to make sure that our curiosity is accompanied by kindness and not judgment. Curiosity and judgment, not a great combo. But curiosity and kindness, such a lovely relationship between the two. So let's make sure we take kindness with us as we place our curiosity cap on, or maybe curiosity goggles, however you want to see it. Now place your hands on your belly and let's get curious about breathing. Go ahead and stretch your breath out in both directions. And see if you can breathe a little more into your belly. Each inhale allows the belly to expand, to swell in all directions. And then each exhale just invites the belly to move down and then in and up. So continue to inhale deeply, hopefully through the nose today, if that feels good. And exhaling fully, either from the nose or your mouth. Few more deep breaths. You might even play around with pausing at the top of the inhale for a moment, pausing at the bottom of the exhale. Let's take 3 more deep breaths, the deepest ones that you've taken thus far. See if you can fill the entire torso with breath, beginning with your belly, and then let everything else expand. Beautiful job. One more breath. And from here, go ahead and straighten the legs, straighten them out, make a nice wide V shape with the legs, and then let the arms go over your head. Same thing, create a V shape with the arms. So you're in a 5-pointed star, just reaching out in all directions. Feel as though this is a full body stretch. You're just opening yourself up. Open up to the possibilities today as we get curious. And from here, invite the left leg to move all the way over to the right leg. We're beginning to make this banana shape with our body. And then let the left arm come and find the right arm. Maybe your right hand grabs a hold of the left wrist just to help you find that side bend. You can make a few adjustments here if you need it to be a little deeper, just moving the limbs to the right. And once you find a place that feels comfortable, where you feel the stretch, and just hold and breathe. Inviting your breath to move up and down the left side of the body. Two more breaths here. And from here, open back up to 5-pointed star. Pause here for a moment. Just reach through the fingertips, stretching out through the legs. Just open up to learning something new about yourself today. And we'll move our limbs to the left, right leg to the left. Maybe the foot kind of hooks with the left foot, right foot resting on top of the left ankle. Same thing, right arm reaching to the left. Maybe you hold onto your wrist just to encourage you to find a deeper stretch. Make any adjustments here that you need. And once you've found a place where you feel this subtle stretch down the right side of the body, hold it and breathe into that stretch. Get curious as you observe the sensations here. Deep breathing. Breathe into your belly. Breathe into the right side of the body. One more breath. And we'll open back up, 5-pointed star. And then slowly start to bend the legs as we hug both knees into the chest. So take your time getting there. Hug both knees in. Good. And rock side to side if that feels good on your back. Give yourself a hug. And release the feet down. Let's find some windshield wipers here, letting the knees fall to the right, back through center, and to the left. Just go side to side like this. It might feel good to bring the arms to a T shape. just to create space for the legs. And you can play around with the width between your feet here. You can get curious about which version of this feels better. Feet closer together or feet wider apart. One more on each side. Come back through center, hug the knees in again. And on your next inhale, send the legs up to the ceiling, arms reaching overhead. Exhale, hug it in. Big breath in, send the heel bones up to the ceiling, arms reaching overhead. Exhale, slowly hug it in. Good. One more, your biggest breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. And from here, continue hugging the right knee in. Let's release the left foot down. Hug the right knee into the armpit a little more. Hopefully that feels okay on your hip and your knee. And if this feels good, let's find a deeper stretch. So slide that left heel out on the mat. You're straightening that left leg on the mat. Oh, deeper, deeper stretch here. So hug that right knee in a little more. And hold and breathe here. And if you want, you can try going even a little further, almost into a half happy baby, where you're going to interlace your fingers around your thigh. So you release the lower part of the leg and then let the foot kind of go up towards the ceiling. Good. You can stay here. You can maybe encourage the ankle to move a little down by holding it with the right hand. Maybe you can reach up to your foot, outer edge of your foot, and you're just kind of hugging that foot down, encouraging the knee to come into the armpit. Maybe your thighs parallel to the floor. Just find the place that works for you. We're finding this shape lying down. It's almost like a deep runner's lunge, but you're on your back. And we will find this deep runner's lunge when we turn around and come onto our bellies. We'll find it facing down rather than facing upward. So this is a nice way to warm up the body while we're on our backs. One more breath. And release this by hugging both knees again into the chest. We'll just do one round of sending the legs up. Inhale, heel bones to the ceiling, arms overhead. Exhale, hug it in. Good. And then hold on to that left leg. Release the right foot down. Let's start here first. This might be enough. If it is, stay here. That's okay. And just encourage that knee to go a little more towards your armpit. Hug it in. Hold and take one deep breath here. And then maybe you want to go a little deeper, sliding that right heel out, straightening the right leg, finding that deeper stretch. Take a breath here. Maybe you go even further. I like to just release the lock on my shin and just hold on to my thigh. I release the lower part of the leg, let the foot go up to the ceiling. This is like a half happy baby. And then maybe you have some room to hold on to that ankle. Left hand holding on to the left ankle. Maybe you can reach your foot. A lot of different ways to do this. Just breathe some space. Don't go too far too fast. Find that place where you feel it. Stay there and breathe and be curious with so much kindness, y'all. Remember, be kind. It's so good to be curious in life. One more breath here. All right, we'll release this down. Let's just release both feet down. Ooh, a couple windshield wipers. Here, open the arms to a T and let the knees flop side to side. Notice what that felt like. And then when the knees fall to the right, go ahead and let them stay there. Maybe they come closer together, like they're kissing each other. They're just loving on each other. Right leg on top of the left leg for a reclined twist. Good. I like to take my left thigh and my left hand, and I encourage the right thigh down. Beautiful. Reach the right hands out, and you can face your right palm. Just gaze over the right hand and hold and breathe. Explore this position. And whatever you notice, do so with kindness. One more breath. And we'll switch sides, come back through center and just send the knees over to the right. Let the legs come close together, as close as they can be. It's not going to be perfect. And maybe the right hand just gently guides the left thigh down. You'll feel a deeper stretch in the outer left hip when you do that. And left arm reaches out. Your gaze is over your left palm. Hold here and breathe. See if you can breathe into your belly while you're in this twisted position. Explore that. One more breath. Good. We'll gently come out of this. Just a few windshield wipers, maybe one on each side. Good. And then we will get curious about some booty work. Okay. Grab your strap. If you can do this lying down, then that's fine. That's great. If you can't, you can always just come up to a seat really fast and get yourself set up. So we will position the strap. Made a loop in your strap, and you're going to place it around your thighs, closer to your knees. And then take your block and put it between the strap. Good. And your hips. So right there. And I like to do the medium width. You can do the smaller one, but I feel like the legs are closer together and I don't get as much out of it. So I like to turn it. You can also place a pillow between your thighs, but we definitely want the block or the pillow to be between the pubic bone and the strap. Otherwise, it's going to fall out. All right. So go ahead and set yourself up, lie back down. And let's get curious about the largest muscle in the body. So prepare yourself for a bridge stance. You've got your feet hip width apart, heel bones as close to the sits bones. Good. And as you're here, go ahead and squeeze that block. Squeezing the block, we're going to flow in and out of bridge. Just keep squeezing the block. So inhale deeply here and exhale fully. Just one breath without moving. And on your next inhale, press into your feet, squeeze the block, lift the hips, come into bridge pose. Good. Exhale to lower. You're still squeezing the block. And let's just flow in and out of this. Inhale, press into the feet, lift. Exhale to lower. Keep squeezing the block, y'all. Inhale, bridge. Squeeze the bum, squeeze the block. And exhale, lower. Beautiful. Continue to flow. Find your own rhythm here. Try to slow this down as much as you can. Slow, controlled movement. And let the breath move you. Try to stay connected to your breathing as you flow in and out of bridge, as you continue to squeeze the block. Are you getting curious about this booty work? How can you get curious about this? Notice what's turned on, what is not turned on that should be on. Ask all of your muscles to be part of this here, all the muscles in the legs. Good. One more round. Beautiful. Release this down. Pause for a moment. You can let go, squeezing the block. And just stay dialed into what the body is feeling. Good. Now we're going to do the opposite. Leave everything where it is. We will press into the strap. All right. Press into the strap. Hopefully the block doesn't leave. If it does, no big deal. Press into the strap and we'll continue our exploration of booty work. So let's maybe reverse the breathing here just for fun. You're going to inhale where you are and exhale, press into the feet, lift the hips. You're pressing into the strap. Good. Inhale to lower. Keep pressing into the strap. Exhale to lift. And continue like this for a bunch of rounds as we work other gluteal muscles. So breathe, flow, and be curious. Make sure you're pressing into the feet. Be sure to squeeze the bum when you come up, even as you're pressing into the strap. You can do both. Good. Let's do 2 more like this. And the next time you're in bridge, hold there. Continue to breathe. And we'll try something new here with the block and the strap. So as you inhale, press into the strap. Ooh, feel that burn. As you exhale, squeeze the block. Good. Lift the hips, lift the hips. Good. Inhale, press into the strap. Exhale, squeeze the block, all the while pressing into your feet and lifting the hips. Keep going. You can do this. Good. Let's do 3 more. Keep pressing into the feet and encourage the hips to lift. 1 more, mainly because I lost count. Awesome. Release that down. Wow. And just pause. Just pause here. Just investigate the effects of bridging with our new props. With so much kindness, y'all. So much kindness. I know you did great. All right, let's get rid of this stuff. Say goodbye to it. We don't need it anymore. We won't need the strap. We will need the block. So we'll position that when we come up. Let's do a little pigeon here before we come up to table so we can stretch the muscles that we just worked. So right ankle over the left thigh. It's kind of like a figure 4 position with your legs. Stay here. If this is enough, you might feel it in the outer right hip, or you can hug that left thigh in towards your chest. You can interlace the fingers around the thigh. Oh, and that's a deeper stretch in the outer right hip. So hold and breathe. One more long, slow breath. We'll release this down and switch sides. Left ankle over the right thigh. Stay here if this is enough. Otherwise, hug the right thigh in. Hold and breathe. Breathe and be curious. Lovely. Release this down. Good job, everyone. Lean to one side. You can just pause for a moment. You can sigh out and exhale. And we'll push ourselves up to come to tabletop. Neutral tabletop. Take your blocks and place them at the top of your mat on either side. We'll need those later. So you can bring your folded blanket with you. So you can have some extra padding for the knees. And go ahead and spread the fingers nice and wide. So you got your hands under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. Spread the fingers, spread, spread, spread. Maybe you tuck the toes too. Let's get a little toe stretch here. And as you inhale, lean forward just a little bit. Spread the fingers. You feel a little stretch. It should be yummy. And exhale, send the hips back as far as they want to go. Maybe you try sitting on your heels if that's a yes by the knees. So we can get a foot toe stretch. Good. Inhale, rock forward as far as you want to go. Be gentle. And exhale back. Good. I'll let you do two more on your own as you explore. And continue to take your curiosity cap with you and your friend kindness. Curiosity on one side, we got kindness on the other. Good. And then we'll go ahead and find child's pose. So untuck the toes, send the hips back as far as they can go. Know that you can always have your hips up high like this. You can bring the floor closer to you. Here's a great modification for child's pose. So find the spot that works for you. And once you're in child's pose, walk the hands over to the right as far as they can go. You're finding a side body stretch on the left side. So feel that stretch down the left side of the torso, maybe even the left arm. And see if you can breathe into the stretch. 2 breaths here. Maybe even reach the fingertips a little more. Good. Come back to center. We'll go the other way. Walk the hands over to the left. Reach through the fingertips. Feel that stretch down the right side of the arm, torso, and breathe. Get curious about breathing so deeply in your rib cage. You feel this expansion in the torso on the right side. And come back to center. And let's find a little flow here. So as you inhale, let the inhale rock you up and forward to table. And as you exhale, let the exhale just gently allow you to sink back into child's pose. We'll just go back and forth here a few times, inhaling slowly to come up to table. Exhaling back to child's pose. Find your own rhythm. Move with your breath. And the next time you come up to table, drop the belly, arch the spine, come into cow. And we'll do the same thing. Exhale, belly to spine, like someone's pulling your hips back. Come into child's pose. Inhaling, come up through table, drop the belly, arch the spine. It's like you're sticking your butt out behind you. And exhale, gently come back, sink into child's pose. Pause there for a moment before you move. Just a few more rounds. Inhaling to come up. Exhaling to sink back and pause. Get curious about moving this way, about flowing this way. All the parts of the body that are working. All the parts of the body that are getting stretched. Good. The next time you exhale, let's find cat pose. Round the spine, release the head and neck. You're tucking your tailbone. Good. Let's flow through some cat cows. Inhaling, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, release the head and neck as you round your spine. And find a few rounds on your own, investigating this movement. Let's do two more. Maybe you wiggle and jiggle as you come into cat. You could do the same thing when you're in cow, just adding a little organic movement on your last round. And from here, let's find puppy pose. So come into your neutral tabletop, walk the hands forward. You're finding this V shape with the upper body and just sink half V shape. Actually, I'm sorry, half V shape. Sink the torso between the arms. Good. And you have a flat spine here. You're not rounding, you're not arching. This is a half down dog. That's why it's called puppy pose. Although some people call it melting heart pose as well. So take 2 breaths here. Hug the armpits into the chin. Relax your head and neck. Stay here if this is feeling good for you. Otherwise, we can find downward facing dog. I'm going to walk my hands a little closer to my body, tuck the toes, and lift the hips. So you have options here. You have puppy pose. You can explore down dog, or you can always come into child's pose. Do whatever feels good. Spread the fingers in the right hand. Yep, you got it. Spread the fingers in the left hand. Push the floor away and hug those armpits. Armpits hugging in towards the chin. Good. Lift the hips up to the ceiling. That might feel good to bend the knees to do that. Beautiful. Breathe here and be curious. 3 breaths wherever you are. Relax your head. Release the neck. Keep hugging the armpits into the chin. Continue to press the floor away. And release the knees down into table. We'll all meet in neutral tabletop. Good. Let's let the right leg go out behind us. Beautiful. Make sure the hips are level to the floor so we don't have that right hip like flying up, jutting up. They're both parallel to the floor. And let's pulse that leg a little, the right leg. Just wake up the right gluteal muscles. Good. And then relax the pulsing. Just hold that leg. Hopefully the right glute is awake. You can stay here. Pull the belly in and up. Or we can balance. Left arm comes forward and up. Balancing tabletop. Ooh, we can get super curious about this pose. Whew. What's turned on? What's not turned on that should be turned on? The core should be engaged, belly in and up. Good. Look down at the mat. Don't look forward. We want the neck to be an extension of the spine. And then see how you can get your whole body to be part of this position, this challenging place. One more breath. Good. Release the left hand down, step that right leg through. Good. For our low runner's lunge. So don't come up yet. Grab your blocks. You can place them on either side. Just to bring the floor closer to you. Let the shoulders move away from the ears, down the back. Good. You can stay here. This might be enough. Or maybe you tuck the back toes, lifting the back knee off the mat. So remember, we did this lying down. We were hugging our knee into the chest. We did this on our backs. So explore here. Just be sure to encourage the shoulders to move away from the ears. And at the same time, you're pulling your belly in and up. Good. Hold for 2 breaths. Beautiful. We'll move through a twist. So I like to place my hand on the floor, but you can leave the left hand on a block if you want. Right hand on the right thigh. Maybe you drop the back knee just to get yourself set up here. And then gently encourage the torso to turn towards the right thigh. So we're turning the torso, not so much the hips. And this might be enough. This is a nice little twist. Maybe you want your right arm to come up to the ceiling. Beautiful. And then maybe you decide you want that back knee lifted up. Try that. It's easy to let it drop down and bring it up. Beautiful. Shoulders away from ears. Breathe. Breathe and be curious. Feel this opening in your chest, like your shoulders are not rounding your upper back. Your shoulders are moving away, allowing you to find openness. One more breath. You got this. And release that right hand down. Beautiful. Now we're ready for regular low lunge. So inhale to come up. Beautiful. Stay here. Or again, I invite you to lift the back knee off the mat for high lunge. Do whatever feels good for you. And let's find some openness. Maybe you find these cactus arms and you just puff up your chest for a little back bend. Or I like to take my right hand and I bring it to my low back, or maybe even down the left thigh. And I just find a little back bend here, right? Left fingertips up to the ceiling. Or maybe both hands go to your low back. So wherever you are, breathe and feel open to learning new things about yourself. Beautiful. One more breath. And slowly release this down. Gently release the back knee down, hands down. You leave the blocks where they are. We'll need them in a little bit. Come back through table and find down dog, puppy or child's pose. Spread the fingers, bend the knees, lift the hips, hug the armpits into the chin. Let's do 3 deep breaths wherever you are. Inhaling deeply, let the belly swell. Exhaling fully, belly in and up. Engage your core. Last one, make it your deepest breath. And drop the knees into table or come up to table if you were in child's pose. Left leg back. Ooh. And then just kind of feel where your hips are and make sure they're parallel to the floor. You don't have that left hip like jutting up, sticking out. Good. Maybe you pulse the left leg a couple times just to wake up the left glute. Ooh, getting curious about the largest muscle in the body. I always thought the glutes were the strongest muscle in the body, but apparently the masseter muscle is. So, but gluteus maximus is the largest muscle. So here we are working the largest muscle. Okay, now you can relax the pulsing, belly in and up, stay here if this is enough, or feel free to explore and get curious about balancing tabletop. Right hand forward and up, Look down at the mat. Hold and breathe. Expand the scope of your attention and see if you can ask the entire body to be part of this. So feel your fingers, feel your toes, your whole body holding you up here. It's not just the left arm. One more breath. Right hand down, left leg steps through for our low runner's lunge. Grab the blocks, prop yourself up here, and let's bring some attention to the shoulders. Sometimes when we're here, the shoulders like to shrug up and we kind of round the upper back. We don't want that. We want a little more of a arch in the back. So let the shoulders move away from the ears. Puff up your chest instead. Good. Good, good, good. Now stay here. This is enough. And you can come up as high as you want, by the way. Your blocks can be right here. Yep, they can be. Stay here or tuck the back toes and find that deep runner's lunge. Yeah, yowza. Woo. Get curious about this wherever you are. Figure out where you want to be, where you feel that first edge of resistance. Who am I kidding? There's a lot of resistance here, but breathe into it. Good. Let's do one more breath. And you can release the back knee down as we gently move through a twist. So you can use your block if you want, or you can let the right hand land on the floor. Turn your torso to the left. Good. Stay here or let that left arm reach up. Breathe. Tuck the back toes if you want. Lift the knee. Figure out what feels better. Hold there. 2 more breaths. And we'll release the left hand down, back knee down, breathing in. Let's come up to low lunge on this side. And you can tuck the back toes. That might help with balance. You can always stay here, always an option, or feel free to lift the back knee off the mat, coming into high lunge. Find your strong legs. And we'll do the same thing on this side, little back bend. Cactus arms maybe, just a lifting of the chest, a gentle back bend. Might feel better to place both hands at your low back to help you find that hint of a back bend. Maybe right fingertips up to the ceiling, left hand at the back, right thigh might feel better. So figure out what feels good here. Let's get curious. Maybe you're wobbly like me. Just be open to new things here. One more breath. And release the back knee down. If you're in high lunge, hands down, we'll come into downward facing dog from here. Left leg back, tuck the toes, lift the hips. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Let's hold down dog for 2 breaths. And release the knees down. Then let's come onto our bellies for some back bending work. Good. And once you get there, you can rest on your forehead, or maybe you want to check me out first before you rest, but find W arms. So you're making this W shape with your arms. So hands are off the mat by a lot. Thumbs are pointing to the ceiling. The palms are facing forward. So you're making this W shape. Good. And we're going to bring our arms with us as we flow. But first, bring your attention to your feet and your legs and engage the legs. Squeeze the booty. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Good. Keep doing that. Don't let that go. As you inhale, gently come up to a baby cobra. You're lifting your chest up, bringing your arms with you. And exhale, lower. Inhale, rise with your W arms. And exhale, release. Good. Inhaling to come up. Feel as though you're squeezing your elbows down the back almost, like together and down the body. That'll help engage the middle of the back. Good, and release. So keep flowing. And as you come up, just encourage the lower tips of the shoulder blades to squeeze. Sometimes the elbows help you get that when you encourage the elbows to hug in towards the midline. Keep squeezing your bum. And you don't have to come up too high. There's no magic to coming up higher. You can stay closer to the ground. Just encourage that opening in your chest wherever you are. Encouraging the shoulders to move away from the ears, to move down the back, creating some space. Good. How can you get curious about this? One more. And rest. As you exhale, you can make a pillow for yourself. One more deep breath. Breathe into your belly. Let it press against the mat. From here, we'll come to Sphinx pose. Come up onto your forearms, spreading the fingers wide so you look like a sphinx. Good. Shoulders away from ears. Engage your glutes. Beautiful. Inhale here and exhale. Twist and turn and look over the right shoulder. Can you see your feet? If you can't, no big deal. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist and turn on the other side. Maybe one side is easier than the other. Just notice that. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist and turn to the right. Good. One more. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist and turn to the left. Beautiful. Inhale to the center. And as you exhale, press back to child's pose. Good work with the back bending. Take 2 deep breaths here and breathe into your back body. And from here, we'll slowly come up to table and step both feet forward for a standing forward fold. Good. Let yourself hang for 2 breaths. Bend the knees. Release the head and neck. And as you inhale, breathe up the backs of the legs. Maybe your torso lifts up just a little bit. And as you exhale, sink a little deeper into the stretch, breathing down the body. Good. One more. Inhale up the backs of the legs. Maybe the legs straighten a little. The torso lifts. Exhale, bend the knees and just let yourself sink a little deeper. Inhaling this time to lift halfway to a flat spine. Exhale, fold a little bit. And then inhale to come to standing. Maybe the arms reach out and up. Reaching, full body stretch. Exhale, release. Good. From here, step the left foot forward and the right foot back. All right, we're going to find warrior 1. So left foot forward, right foot back. We've got some space between the legs, okay? Once you find that footing and it feels comfortable, knees are okay, hips are okay, bend into that front knee. Maybe the knee is over the ankle. And then once you get there, you can continue to adjust. Okay, you can create a little bit more space. That back leg can go as far out as it wants to go. And once you find a comfortable stance, arms come forward and up. Good. Warrior 1. Let's get curious about this warrior position. So just take an inventory of the joints, the knees, the hips. With kindness and curiosity, just explore how the body feels in this shape. You can make any adjustments that you need. It's always an option. Let's hold for one more breath. And from here, we're going to open up to warrior two. So your torso is facing forward right now. You're just going to open up to the side. And now your torso is facing out to the right. Good. And maybe you need to adjust the stance of the feet. They're a little more on a tightrope. They don't have to be. That's usually where I land. Just find a place again that works for your body. Good. And hold and breathe here. Investigate how the body feels in this position. You can even investigate where the breath goes as you breathe in and out. Drop that back arm down the back leg, lifting the front arm up for peaceful warrior. Big breath in. And then exhale, extended side angle. We're not really shifting our feet that much. You're bringing your forearm on your thigh. Ooh, top arm is an extension of the back leg. Beautiful. Find your feet. Press into the outer edge of that back foot. Good. And get curious about this shape. Ooh, I feel like there's so much to be curious about here. An extended side angle. Ah, beautiful. One more breath. And we'll release this. Come up, shake the legs out. You can heel toe them together. And we'll switch sides. We'll do warrior one, right foot forward, left foot back. Good. Find that comfortable stance. Let me show you what that looks like here. So I've got some space between my feet. Yep. We're not on a tightrope, more like on railroad tracks. And then bend into that front knee, knee over the ankle. Just make sure that knee's tracking over the toes. Once you feel comfortable, arms come forward and up. And breathe. Warrior one. Press into both feet. You might get curious about maybe which leg is working more. See if you can balance them out. Balance out the work between the front leg and the back leg. Good. Open up warrior two. You're just turning your torso to the side. I like to adjust my feet a little bit. Beautiful. Relax the shoulders as you reach through the fingertips. Good. And then get curious about the legs again. Investigating the knees and the hips with kindness. And then just notice if one leg is doing a little more work than the other one. Let's see if you can balance that out. Good. Take a big inhale. Peaceful. Peaceful warrior. And as you exhale, come into extended side angle, forearm on your front thigh. Beautiful. Feel strong in the legs. Relax the shoulders. Belly in and up. Breathe and be curious. Curiosity is the compass that leads us to our passions. Such a good quality to have. So grateful that I could practice that with you today. Ooh, and we'll release this. Come out of your extended side angle. Good work. Ooh, shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out. Good work. Come to the top of the mat. Oh, lovely. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. And as you exhale, bend from the hips and the knees and fold. Good. Inhale, lift halfway. And as you exhale, plant the hands, walk it out, and let's just find child's pose as we wind it down. Let's get comfortable Release the effort and take 5 deep breaths in child's pose without rushing, without thinking of what's to come next. Just be here, breathe, and be curious. And from here, we'll slowly make our way up to a seat so that we can meditate. If you need to lie down today, know that you can. That's always an option. Just make sure you don't fall asleep. And you can sit on something, preferably. Sitting on something gets the hips higher than the knees. So you can sit on a pillow or a bolster. I like to sit on a blanket that's on top of my block. Good. And when you get there, make sure you're sitting on your sits bones. You're not sitting on your tailbone. Just untuck the tailbone, tilt the pelvis forward a little bit. Beautiful. Maybe you close your eyes. Let's jump right in. Let's take a releasing breath first. Big inhale through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Oh, that felt good. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. Good. Allow the legs to feel heavy and grounded. And feel this length through the spine as you sit nice and tall. Beautiful. And let's find a stable, clear, calm attention first as we feel and follow the breath. So release anything else, any other distractions. Don't engage with them. Just guide your attention to the sensations of breathing for just a few rounds of breath. Of course, the mind likes to wander away, and that's okay. Just keep coming back. Begin again. And once you feel like you're anchored to the present moment, you're anchored to your breath, maybe you can watch the activities of the mind with so much curiosity as to what types of thoughts pass through your awareness without any judgment, without any reaction. Maybe you sit and watch where your attention goes. Watch the thoughts like passing clouds. Observe the sounds and the sensations. And of course, try not to engage with the thoughts. If you find you're getting caught up in them, just come back to the breath, reconnect with your inner observer, and watch again. And you can continue to meditate for as long as you like, all the way to the end of class. Or feel free to lie down and rest for just a few minutes. Gently bring your attention back to the body, back to your breath. And wherever you are, you can reach your arms over your head. Take a big inhalation. And if you're lying down, you can hug your knees in towards your chest, gently rocking to one side. And you can push yourself to a seat so we can end class together. I bring my palms together, hands at heart. Socrates says that wisdom begins in wonder. I hope you can take this quality of curiosity with you into the day. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste, everyone. The light in me honors the light in you. Hope you have an awesome day.